Kilby, Shawnee, or RJ? Who will be the first house guest evicted, and who will rise to power and become the new head of household? Find out now on Big Brother Cheesecake 7 Chocolate Heaven. Hello, I'm Andrew Shevsik Moonves. Welcome to Big Brother Cheesecake 7 Chocolate Heaven. It's day 8 inside the Big Brother Cheesecake house, and this week Owen was the first head of household of the season. He nominated Kilby for eviction, and Michael lost the Temptation Cup and had to sit next to him, and Willy Wonka nominated RJ for eviction. But Tom won the Golden Power Veto in the Big Brother Reese's Pieces slot machine Golden Power Veto competition and chose to use it to save Michael. And Owen nominated Shawnee in his place, which means in just moments, Kilby, Shawnee, or RJ will be the first house guest evicted. Who will it be? We'll find out shortly. But first, I cannot believe I missed this yesterday. I guess maybe she has her Facebook notifications set to not show this for other people, like to not make it public, but happy belated birthday, Kennedy! I did not peg you as a Gemini, but happy birthday. So happy for you. I believe it's your 20th birthday. Tom said 20, forever 29. And I'm like, no, she's not even close to that. I believe she turns 20 today. Don't quote me on that though. But yeah, apparently you're taking a road trip to Chicago. There's too many guns there. Why don't you instead take a road trip to Kelowna so that Tom can make you his homemade egg and kielbasa sandwich that he put in the group chat seen here. Listen, I really like breakfast food of all kinds. Like, one of the best parts about going on a cruise ship, and I'm going again on a cruise in September, I can't wait, is the breakfast at the Windjammer Buffet. I could literally eat breakfast food all day long. I love Starbucks breakfast, McDonald's breakfast, Dunkin' breakfast, IHOP breakfast. Don't really like Tim's, but Tim's sucks in general. They do have omelet bites in the US, which is good, but they don't have omelet bites in Canada anymore. But yeah, there is something to say, though, about homemade breakfast. And Tom, I got to tell you, that looks pretty damn good. I'm not generally a fan of the English muffin thing or whatever it's called. I think it's called English muffins. But who cares? Like, that looks sensational. Yeah. So, Kennedy, you should drive to Kelowna and have birthday breakfast with Tom. And then you can meet Curtis at Costco and get ripped off on everything you buy. Yeah, and then I'll visit. We'll all go to Scandia, which is this like mini putt course. I think the inventors of Scantron came up with Scandia, I guess. And we'll go to Gyro Beach. We'll go on the Lake Okanagan. Hopefully not get eaten by the Ogie Pogie. Yes, that's a real thing. Like the Loch Ness Monster. And then you can go back to, I forgot what state you're from. I always forget. Is it Indiana? It's one of the I states that no one cares about. I'll say Indiana. And then Curtis and I will fly to South Africa to visit the mothership. There you go. I have my whole summer planned out. Yeah. So also a new segment that I'm going to do starting Wednesday is called, let's see, what should I call it? It's called The Pulse. We're going to call it The Pulse. So last week we looked for Marston's pulse because we were worried he died. He's been invisible. Now I would like everybody to send a message to Jonah from Season 6 because I don't know if he has a pulse or not. I'm kind of scared for him. I know he messaged me around Hanukkah time, and I'm worried that maybe the menorah fell over and his house burnt down. I mean, those menorahs are a fire hazard. I mean, Eitan now just does a light bright every Hanukkah with Kevin, shout out. So, yeah, I'm really concerned about Jonah. So everybody message him and bombard him with spam until he finally responds back. Okay, next order of business. The vote to evict was, for a week 1 vote, pretty close. Not super close, but it was relatively close. And I gotta say, I saw the pros and cons. All 3 names were bounced around. So to the 2 nominees who stayed, don't think you were completely under the radar because all 3 names were going around. I understand the reasoning for all three. Shawnee's name came up because he was inactive and he hasn't been doing anything, and respect the game and respect Andrew and blah blah blah. But then on the other end, I totally see the other logic of, well, RJ and Kilby could both be big threats moving forward, and now's the time to get one of them out. And how shitty are we going to feel if Kilby gets us out later on, or if RJ gets us out later on? So I get that too. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see what happened. Every Wednesday, I also post or announce the number of active group chats. So as a reminder, I don't say who's in them. I don't say the names. I don't say the number of people in them. I simply say that there are 7 active group chats / alliances that have been active in the last 24 hours. So if you're in none of them, that's a problem. If you're in one, I think you're in good shape. 2 is probably the best shape. 3 or more, you're playing too hard, too fast. That's my opinion. But yeah, there are 7 group chats / alliances. A reminder, if you are in one of 3 or more people, I must be included in them. If I catch you in one, you will not be able to play in any head of households up to and including the week of the final 5. Also, speaking of not being able to play in HOH, the 3 house guests who still have not paid their entry fee, one of them asked for a 24-hour extension. I said yes. Another didn't respond back to me at all. They voted and they submit. I don't know if they submitted for the HOH, but they definitely voted. But they didn't. They ignored my message about the cash. The third person said that they would pay by the deadline, and as I'm filming this, the deadline has passed. If this person wins HOH, I'm going to have to make a split-second decision as to what I do. But yeah, so hopefully everything gets settled there because, I'm already putting in about $100 of my own money towards the prize, and then I'm also putting in probably about 50 to 100 in terms of just props and stuff. So, I'm okay with letting 1 or 2 people go. I had one person who's here under compassionate grounds. I decided to pay for them. Rhonda also, who won the preseason competition, Rhonda from season 2, 3, and 5, she donated her key to somebody who couldn't afford to pay, and I thought that was a really nice gesture because she's played 3 times, and I think she had a fantastic time at All-Stars, and I think she wanted to quit while she was ahead. But that's not to say we'll never see Rhonda again. We definitely will never see the season 6 Rhonda again. She is still adamant that she is never doing this to herself ever again till the day she dies, which already happened. So, no. Am I missing anything else? Reminder that the Lindor Sampler is happening tomorrow. So all house guests except for Stephanie and Cly, who have already been picked, you have until 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time tonight to privately message me whether or not you are eating a Lindor, should the wheel land on you, and if so, which of the 10 remaining flavors you are choosing. We have milk, dark, white, mint, orange, sea salt, pistachio, almond, fudge, and dulce de leche. Once again, milk, dark, white, mint, orange, sea salt, pistachio, almond, fudge, dulce de leche. You have until 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time tonight. That's everybody, and you must message me even if you are not accepting the temptation. Everybody except Stephanie and Cly, who were picked last week. There was something else I had to say about... Oh, and if you want to add extra wedges to your wheel, a reminder, you can post in the group chat or privately to me. It doesn't matter which way. Actually, you know what? Do it privately to me. Send myself a private message in DR. A video of you taking 1, 2, or 3 bites of a chocolate chip cookie of your choice. You have 3 maximum for the entire season. So use them wisely. Jenna used one last week. Her wedge will remain on the wheel. And 2 house guests, spoiler alert, but 2 house guests already sent in videos of themselves eating cookies because they want to go to the Lindor Sampler. Which means there are only 4 wedges left. Wedges are first come, first serve. Okay, I think it's now time to get to the eviction vote. I don't believe I'm forgetting anything. I went through just about everything that I have to do. Oh, and of course, the last thing before the eviction vote, the next Willy Wonka vote is live today. The public, a reminder that active house guests this season and evicted house guests this season cannot vote whatsoever in Willy Wonka. It is only the public. So if you are not one of the 16 house guests this season, but you have a pulse, Jonah, Marson, anybody, as long as you are in the Big Brother Cheesecake org Facebook group, you can cast a vote. Voting closes at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time tonight. Whoever won Willy Wonka Week 1 is not eligible because you can only be Willy Wonka once for the season. And once everybody has been Willy Wonka, the following week is a Survivor week, and a lot of people have been looking for that idol. Probably 3/4 of the cast now has made some attempt at finding it. It's nobody's close yet. Is it possible to find it without clues or help? Yes, but it's very slim. So that's all I'm going to say about that. Okay, now it's time to get to the live eviction. Kilby, Shawnee, RJ, your house guests have been casting their votes. The voting is now closed, and I have the results. When I reveal the results of the eviction vote, the evicted house guests will have about 15 minutes to gather their belongings, say their goodbyes before I kick you the fuck out of the Facebook group chat. Okay, here we go. By a vote of 7 to 3 to 2, Kilby, tanning on a boat on the Atlantic Ocean, got you 2 votes. Shawnee, you are evicted from the Big Brother Cheesecake 7 house. Oompa, loompa, doompa dee dee. You ate 11 Twix for lunch. Now you have a tummy ache. Oompa, loompa, doompa, doompa dee doo. Shawnee. Oh, rip. Shawnee, you have about 15 minutes to say your goodbyes before I kick you the fuck out of the Facebook group chat. Thanks for playing. Better luck next time. Shawnee, I was super excited to see you play this game. We played Superstars together. I did relatively poorly. Well, I made merge. But you finished in 4th place, and I thought, wow, or 5th place. And I thought, wow, what a phenomenal player. Great guy. I think he has a great chance to play. 2 days in, or 3 days in, you basically go completely invisible. You don't respond to me or to any of the house guests. And you started out so strong. People liked you right off the bat. And then you just went invisible. And you didn't die because I saw you post in other Facebook groups and on your own Facebook page. So I'm guessing it was either too overwhelming for you and you muted the chats, or you just ignored them. I don't know what happened, and I'd love to find out. Hopefully you will appear on Extra Whip with Brazil, Curtis, and myself, and I believe Brazil, or Team Crizil rather. Yeah, Crizil had you drafted 2nd. Crizil lost a member there. But yeah, you could have been so good. You could have been so great, and that's the part that sucks. On the other hand, I want to thank the house guests because they evicted the least active player, and therefore it's going to keep the season exciting. Because I have to admit, when Kilby, Michael, and RJ were the initial nominees, I was like, ooh, I don't really want to lose any of those 3 because they have the potential to do, amazing things. So in a way, production kind of dodged a bullet, but I still wish that you could have stayed. I want to thank you for playing, and I hope you had fun. Okay, now it's time to get to the next Head of Household competition. Free from the threat of eviction, the Head of Household wins the perks of their private HOH bedroom bathroom, a video from home, a fruit basket with chocolate-covered almonds, and most importantly, the responsibility of nominating 2, well, it's going to be 1 of their fellow house guests for eviction. This competition was, of course, Big Brother Appetizer Survey. 10 questions, which I will be randomizing. If you get a question right, you remain in the game. Get a question wrong, you're eliminated. Last man standing wins. Owen, as outgoing head of household, you are not eligible to compete. Stephanie, you have a disadvantage, the first of 3 from the Lindor sampler. If everybody gets a question right or everybody gets a question wrong, you're automatically eliminated, and in the unlikely event of a tie, you would lose the tie automatically. And I actually forgot to mention that in the event of a tie, whoever submitted the fastest wins, and I have the order in case it comes to that, but I don't think it will. This year, normally either everybody does well or everybody does poorly. Like in All-Stars, everybody did well. I can't remember last season, but I think in season 4, a lot of people did poorly. This season was all over the place. The lowest score was 0 out of 10. The highest score was 9 out of 10. And almost every other number besides 2 was represented. So very, very wide variety of scores. So, is everybody ready? This is so exciting! Then let's begin! So excited. So freaking excited. Okay, here we go. Round 1 is going to be question... 2. Question 2 reads, while it did not have the best average placement, the most frequent number of first place rankings was cheeseburger spring rolls. Saying true. Michael, Clyde, Tom, RJ, Kilby, Stephanie. Saying false. Callum, Jenna, Rayanne, Javier, Kennedy, Brooke, Bridget, Ronnie. The correct answer is true, which means everybody's been eliminated except for Michael, Clyde, Tom, RJ, Kilby, Stephanie. Okay, we are down to 6. Here we go. Question 2. Isn't this exciting? It's exciting. Okay, here we go. Question 2, we are going to go with number 9. Number 9 reads, loaded baked potato tots had each placement from 1st to 7th at least once. Saying true, Michael, Clyde, RJ, Stephanie. Saying false, Tom, Kilby. The correct answer is false, which means Michael, Clyde, Stephanie, and RJ, you have been eliminated. This leaves Tom and Kilby. And rightfully so, the 2 people that did have the highest scores are left in the competition. Tom and Kilby, one of you is about to become the new head of household. Okay, here we go. Question 3. So exciting. So exciting. Oh, so exciting, so exciting, so exciting, so exciting, so exciting. Let's go with number 1. Number 1 reads, while its average placement was poor, nobody ranked chicken samosas dead last. Kilby says true. Tom says true. The correct answer is true. You both stay in the game. Question 4. Is number... I want to make sure I have them right. Yes, number 5. I thought I dropped... Did I drop one? Just making sure. No, I did not drop one. Number 5. Korean fried cauliflower, factory nachos, and pretzel bites with cheddar fondue all had single-digit averages. Saying true, Tom. Saying false, Kilby. The correct answer is true, Tom! Congratulations, you are the new head of household! Owen, please hand over the key to the HOH bedroom and bathroom to Tom. Tom, you pulled a Kately. You won the veto week 1, then you win HOH week 2, and I gotta say, for somebody who's like 77 years old, this is pretty fucking impressive. Wow. Tom, you have until 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time tomorrow night, Thursday night, to privately message me the name of one nominee, because Michael is automatically an initial nominee. Yeah, that's it. With that said, what will happen tomorrow as we explore the Lindor sampler and tempt one house guest to eat one? Find out tomorrow. Friday, who will Tom nominate for Eviction, and who will Willy Wonka nominate as a third nominee? Saturday is Extra Whip with Brazil, Nicole, and possibly Shawnee to discuss what the hell happened to him. Sunday's Golden Power Vito competition, which is going to be so much fun. I love this competition. It's a classic competition. Monday is the Golden Power Veto ceremony. Tuesday, the final 3 nominees spin their case. And Wednesday, 1 week from today, is the next live eviction and head of household competition where another house guest will be evicted from the Big Brother Cheesecake 7 house, get a tummy ache from eating too much chocolate, and lose their shot at the $700 cash prize. I'm Andrew Shevsik Moonves. Take care, and remember, I may have butterfingers, but I did not have sexual relations with that woman. Good night.